Macro Magic. Today I have with me a very special long-term friend and an unbelievably creative person, Kathy Apfelbaum. She's an artist, a jeweler, and a healthy chef. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited because she's chosen this really cool recipe that she will show us what to do with spaghetti squash. So I don't know about you, but when I go into the grocery store, I cannot figure out what to do with a spaghetti squash, especially as big as this. So Kathy has this beautiful recipe that she actually used to teach my kids at school how to cook these monstrous vegetables. So I know that you brought a lot of cool ingredients today too to show us.
I know that some people are really intimidated. This is a very big spaghetti squash, by the way. They usually come smaller than this, but this is all I could find. This could probably feed a family of 4 as an entree. But the thing about any squash, and even though it is considered a fall vegetable, the spaghetti squash lends itself to any kind of recipe. Anything where you would do a pasta, you can use spaghetti squash. And I'm going to show you an easy way to do not only spaghetti squash, but any squash at all. So you just take your knife, basically, and you stick it in, I want to say about 3 or 4 times.
So this is an alternative to cutting the squash in half, and
right,
especially with a big cleaver knife, and risk the...
Where you can hurt yourself.
Yes.
I mean, you have these big knives and people are trying to cut them, and I think that's a lot of reason why people don't eat squash. They're afraid of it. They're afraid of having to do that. Mm-hmm. You take this like this and you put it right in the oven. That's it. Stick it in the oven, 350. This one I would say a little over an hour because of its size.
So 350
yes.
for an hour?
Yes, and how you can tell
and then it turns out like this.
that it's done is basically it starts to get all brown like this. And then you just take a knife.
So I always thought you had to cook them at like 400, 450.
I do it at 350. It starts to get brown on the top.
And you put a little water on the bottom of the pan when you put it in the oven?
I just take it.
You just put the squash in the oven, okay.
It's an easy way to do squash. I do it with butternut squash.
Wow.
I do it with all squashes,
wow.
basically, because I don't like cutting those.
It's so easy.
It's easy.
Okay.
So you just cut it lengthwise.
When it's soft.
Yes, and we're going to open it up. Well, you'll start to see it starts to get brown. Mm-hmm. And you can do it al dente, or you can do it.
Wow, look at that.
Just open it up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the seeds out. Let's have a little fork here. Oh, my fork is somewhere. I need my fork. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and you just take the seeds out like that.
So you can actually clean the seeds and wash them and put them in an oven.
Yes, some people clean them and then put them on parchment paper with olive oil and salt, and then they cook them just like you would pumpkin seeds. Yes. And I need my fork, which I don't see here. It was right here a minute ago.
I'll get one.
Oh, okay, we need a fork. Sorry. Oh, here it is. Got it. And then I'm just going to take the bowl. And then you take your fork and you just start pulling. You pull it in. And you see all this lovely spaghetti that you're getting.
So it's just not in the center, it's also on the sides.
Yes, I start from the sides and sort of just pull it in. Okay. And look at all this great spaghetti. It's wonderful. Look at that.
Wow.
And this is a great recipe for kids. I mean, kids love spaghetti. I mean, it's a fun food, and they just love this. But
it's so healthy for you.
It's a vegetable, and they don't know that they're eating a vegetable, so it's really great.
Excited. I want to go home and bake my squash.
And isn't this great? Look at that. So you have the spaghetti, and this is also wonderful for people who are not eating pasta, diabetics. This is good for diabetics as well.
But this is the part I never understand. So you scrape out the inside of the squash, and you end up with this.
With the spaghetti.
The spaghetti, but do you stir fry the spaghetti, or because then
it
makes it mushy?
It's already cooked. Otherwise, you're going to get. It's going to be too mushy, I think.
But how do you flavor the spaghetti?
Well,
squash.
It's just like how you flavor any pasta.
Okay.
Pasta itself, you know, doesn't really have much flavor.
Right.
And it's really the same with the
You just don't
spaghetti
cook it
squash.
anymore. You just put the sauce
Right.
on.
So what you
Okay.
want to do is
Wow,
just
look
put
how
it all-
simple that
This
is.
makes a lot, doesn't it? Just that's why I said it's. This is just half. We're just going to do half of it because
my
this is a huge
gosh.
squash. So look at all this great spaghetti.
Oh
that
my
this makes. Isn't
gosh.
it great? So get rid of that. Now what I'm going to do is make a sauce, just like a pasta. Just like a pasta, you want to flavor it because it's just kind of dull just by itself. So what we're going to do is just a little olive oil there. And
So you don't
start
have
with
to
onion
cook
and
that
garlic.
squash anymore.
No, it's
Is
cooked.
my question. Okay.
cooked.
You just leave it in the bowl and
What
make
we're
the
going
sauce.
to do, we have a little vegan mozzarella, which I can put on at the end, put it back in the oven and let that sort of melt
Wow.
on the top.
Wow.
So it's and this some garlic.
This is like the coolest recipe.
And we're going to just brown that, get that nice and brown.
Now, how did you start eating this way?
I started eating this way because I was ill. I had irritable bowel syndrome, and I'm an artist,
Really?
and I was doing a craft show, and I started talking to someone in the booth next to me, and somehow we got talking about health, and I told him how I was sick and I had been to doctors and this and that. He said, I can heal you in 2 weeks. And I said, are you a doctor? And he said, no, I'm a macrobiotic. And I said, okay, what's that? I didn't know what that was.
That's the M word.
So he lived in Boston, and so I went up there and I met Miki Okushi and Aveline, and I had dinner with them, and I took cooking
really?
classes, and it was just awesome. And I completely changed the way I looked at food. I completely changed everything, you know, and cleaned out my closets and just started eating better and cooking grains. I didn't know how to cook grains, and shopping a different way, and just looking at food a whole different way.
And then how did your irritable bowel syndrome?
Oh, and by the way, within 2 weeks, every symptom was gone.
2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks. I had no symptoms at all.
Well, I know
And I
just
haven't
eating
had it
whole
since. I haven't
grains
had a
is
problem.
really good for that. So
Yeah, but I started with like miso soup. In fact, I started and then I would add foods in, and I think that's a good way to find out what's good for your body and what your body likes.
listening to your body.
Listening to your body. If your
yes.
body's saying,
Doesn't work.
then
need it.
yes. And now this is a soy product, and I'm going to add some of that in, crumble that in.
You can use tempeh too.
You can use tempeh. If you eat meat, you can do that. But this is this really nice soy product here that we're going to crumble in there, and just add that. Can you turn that down just a tiny? Thank you.
So after you started eating this way, did your friends ask you questions, or because that was how many years ago?
This was when I was in my 20s, and they were a little skeptical because, you know, we live in Philadelphia, the cheesecake capital of the world, the cheesesteak capital of the world, and it's a little hard for people to understand that. I think that how important diet is to
Well,
your
now
health.
we have Whole Foods and tofu.
It's
and
totally different now.
People are used to veganism, so
I'm going to add a little
it's a lot more
spinach to
accepted.
that.
Oh, you're putting spinach
I'm putting
in.
spinach. I'm going to put a little of this in too. I love pesto, which I make myself, although I didn't make it today, but you can make it yourself.
So you have the onions, garlic, tempeh or soy meat, then we put some spinach and
Spinach
pesto.
You can also add sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to cut some tomatoes up, and this is airing in New Jersey, so the New Jersey tomatoes are amazing right now. So we're just
That's
going to
sort
add
of
that in there.
nice and light too.
Yes, yes. And you can do some of these tomatoes too, just canned tomatoes.
You make it seem so easy, Kath.
Well,
All
it
these stuff.
is. It's very easy. And again, any way that you would make pasta, that's what you can do with the spaghetti squash. Oh, you're eating a vegetable.
See, I
This is really
I
good.
always took it and I thought I had to stir fry it with garlic afterwards and it would turn mushy, mushy, mushy.
No, so we're going to add that. Guess I should have brought something for my hands. Okay. All right, we can turn that off now. So now I'm going to mix that up.
So we're going to add some fresh tomatoes, right?
We're going to look at that. Isn't that gorgeous, though?
Oh, wow.
So we're going to add that. Can you see that? How pretty that is? And the
Beautiful
colors
colors and smells so
and
good.
it smells great, doesn't it? So we're going to mix that up, and we're going to add some fresh, thank you. And I couldn't find the Jersey tomatoes. I'm really sorry, and my supermarket does not have them. So I had to do the vine ripened tomatoes, which are fine, but I love the Jersey tomatoes this time of year. They're really so juicy and wonderful.
So basically you're putting a lot of herbs in too, right?
I
Different-
don't, if you notice, I don't use salt. I'm not a big salt person.
Wow.
I don't do well with salt.
Interesting.
I use fresh herbs, and I've got a little herb garden on the side of my house where the deer can't get at it. And I just put a lot of fresh herbs. I love fresh herbs. And you can...
So this is really nice too if you have high blood pressure, you're watching your salt.
Exactly.
Just use some fresh herbs instead of salt.
So this is all from my garden. We've got oregano, which I'm going to do this sort of in Italian. So oregano, thyme, basil,
Nice.
add that. And
So does your husband
this is
eat
my
like this
fork.
too?
Yes, he does. When I met him, he was a, meat and potatoes guy. And I started cooking for him, and he said, I'm feeling great. I just love the way, this is, by the way, a good way to take time off of the
Yeah, she uses a fork.
Just,
I usually sit there and pick them all.
yes, so you don't have to do that. You can just you just do that,
Wow.
and you just hold it in. Look at that,
That's
see? Comes
great.
clean, it's a great way to do it. He used to do duathlons. He rides his bike, and he'll do 60,
He's a dentist,
70.
right?
He's a dentist, but he loves to work out. And so he started eating the food, and he said, I'm feeling so good. And after we were married, I said, do you want me to make you a steak or something? He said, no, I really like this food. I like how I feel.
Wow.
I'm riding better. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So-
such a myth that you need a lot of protein when you're working
Yeah.
out, and there's so many vegan athletes now that are saying the opposite. You
So,
need the complex
isn't that great?
carbs and the whole grains.
So did we get everything in there? Oh, so I wanted to talk about this sauce. I make this sauce, and it's just tomatoes and onions. It's chunky, and it also has peppers in it. And I sort of Cuisinart it and get it all smushy in there. And it has cumin. It's called shakshuka. It's called shakshuka sauce. And it's actually a Moroccan sauce, and you can put it on anything. What I love about it is the peppery. It has that spicy, and with a little bit of cumin.
And that
it's
adds
really
to the
good to
blandness
this.
of the spaghetti
Exactly.
sauce.
So you can use this. This is perfectly great. And again, if you want to add a little hot sauce to it or a little spicy kind of sauce, which we're going to do, which is really good. I love it.
So I noticed you didn't put that much. You only put like a teaspoon of pesto in there. You
Oh, I
didn't put
forgot the
that much?
basil, because we're going to do the fresh basil. and a little parsley too. And this also is from my garden.
Wow.
And you don't need a
Garden
lot
in
of
a bowl.
space. I got to tell you, you don't need a lot of space for an herb garden. I have deer, and I always thought I can't have an herb garden because of the deer. They eat everything. And a gardener came over one day and said, "You have that little side deck." She said, "You don't need a lot of room. You can have an herb garden there."
Without the deer eating it.
And
Well,
because it's
I
up
know-
on the side and they can't get to it. So, and it's unbelievable how much I have. I'm also doing lettuce and kale, so it's amazing
Oh
what
my
you can
gosh,
do on
right
the
on your-
side of your deck, as long as it gets enough sun. It has to get like
Basil needs a lot of sun.
yeah, 5 or 6 hours of sun, which it does do. So it gets that afternoon sun. So I'm really lucky.
So
Look at that.
basil
Isn't
and
that beautiful?
parsley.
It's just gorgeous, right? It's good.
Oh, I need to stir that up.
So again, anything that you would use in any pasta dish. And you can do seafood if you want. You can
Seafood
do,
would be really nice in
yes,
this
you
too,
can do
right?
fish. Yeah, so you just mix it up.
So think pasta and spaghetti squash, same.
It's basically the same thing, only it's a vegetable. And again, it's good for people who are diabetic. It's on
You
the
could put nice olives in there too, make it puttanesca.
oh,
Pasta
that would be so
Yeah.
good.
Make it a little salty.
But look how pretty that is. So it has all those fresh flavors. It has all the fresh herbs, which is because it is doesn't have a lot of flavor on its own, just like pasta. That's why it's good to put in all those fresh herbs in there. And you can use dried herbs. It's okay to use dried herbs in the wintertime if you don't have fresh, and that's fine. But this makes it better, you know, to have the fresh
especially
herbs
during the
out there.
summer.
It does, it does. And then what I will do is put a little bit of, this is vegan cheese. This is vegan mozzarella.
So this is the Dahlia?
This is actually
Violife.
Violife.
Yeah,
Violife,
there's
and
so many new companies coming
Yes.
up with cheese. Well, Kath, after the break, we're going to take this out of the oven. We're going to talk about your paintings, the jewelry that you do, and talk about more about your journey on the healthy trail.
Oh, thank you.
Add us on social media to watch bloopers, behind the scenes footage, previews, and more.
Choosing Medicare coverage can be a very confusing and complicated process. Help is just a phone call away, 856-226-4800. As a licensed insurance agent, I'll assist you in making an informed and confident decision on a Medicare plan that meets your needs, lifestyle, and budget. Call me today for a free, no obligation Medicare benefits consultation. 856-226-4800.
Boardwalks built for fun. Legendary rock and roll clubs.
This is how we do it. Hip hip hop.
Casinos by the ocean.
Hip hip hop.
Now that's New Jersey. 130 miles of beautiful beaches. Solid rock. And everything in between.
Look in the window.
Now that's New Jersey.
Burlington County College.
Is now Rowan College of Burlington County.
Still the same great faculty.
At a community college ranked top 50 in the nation.
Basically, we earn more and pay less.
RCBC students are accepted at Rowan University after graduation.
And get a bachelor's degree for around $30,000.
Online and Mount Laurel students get a 15% Rowan University tuition discount.
And have many scholarship opportunities.
So you earn more and pay even less.
Rowan College of Burlington County.
Your path to success.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to strengthen our service members? What does it take to let them know that we stand behind them, wherever they are? What does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? And what does it take to prepare them for their future when their service to the nation is complete? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Share a message today at force.uso.org.
I want to be a contender. I want a warm belly to sleep on.
A big house.
How do I look? Do I look good?
I want to play hard.
My nails done once a month.
I want
a home. I just want a home. I want someone to love.
Last year, more than 30,000 companion animals came to us without homes. 20,000 of them were felines. Let's make some homes together.
Add us on social media to watch bloopers, behind the scenes footage, previews, and more.
Choosing Medicare coverage can be a very confusing and complicated process. Help is just a phone call away, 856-226-4800. As a licensed insurance agent, I'll assist you in making an informed and confident decision on a Medicare plan that meets your needs, lifestyle, and budget. Call me today for a free, no obligation Medicare benefits consultation, 856-226-4800.
Boardwalks built for fun. Legendary rock and roll clubs.
This is how we do it.
Casinos by the ocean.
Hippity hop.
Now that's New Jersey. 130 miles of beautiful beaches, solid rock, and everything in between.
Look in the window.
Now that's New Jersey.
Burlington County College.
Is now Rowan College of Burlington County.
Still the same great faculty.
At a community college ranked top 50 in the nation.
Basically, we earn more and pay less.
RCBC students are accepted at Rowan University after graduation.
And get a bachelor's degree for around $30,000.
Online and Mount Laurel students get a 15% Rowan University tuition discount.
And have many scholarship opportunities.
So you earn more and pay even less.
Rowan College of Burlington County.
Your path to success.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to strengthen our service members? What does it take to let them know that we stand behind them, wherever they are? What does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? And what does it take to prepare them for their future when their service to the nation is complete? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Share a message today at force.uso.org.
I want to be a contender. I want a warm belly to sleep on.
A big house. How do I look? Do I look good?
I want to play hard.
My nails done once a month.
I want.
I want
a home.
I just want a home. I want someone to love.
Last year, more than 30,000 companion animals came to us without homes. 20,000 of them were felines. Let's make some homes together.
Add us on social media to watch bloopers, behind the scenes footage, previews, and more.
Choosing Medicare coverage can be a very confusing and complicated process. Help is just a phone call away, 856-226-4800. As a licensed insurance agent, I'll assist you in making an informed and confident decision on a Medicare plan that meets your needs, lifestyle, and budget. Call me today for a free, no obligation Medicare benefits consultation, 856-226-4800.
Boardwalks built for fun. Legendary rock and roll clubs.
This is how we do it. Hippity hop.
Casinos by the ocean.
Hippity hop.
Now that's New Jersey. 130 miles of beautiful beaches, solid rock, and everything in between.
Look in the window.
Now that's New Jersey.
Burlington County College.
Is now Rowan College of Burlington County.
Still the same great faculty.
At a community college ranked top 50 in the nation.
Basically, we earn more and pay less.
RCBC students are accepted at Rowan University after graduation.
And get a bachelor's degree for around $30,000.
Online and Mount Laurel students get a 15% Rowan University tuition discount.
And have many scholarship opportunities.
So you earn more and pay even less.
Rowan College of Burlington County.
Your path to success.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to strengthen our service members? What does it take to let them know that we stand behind them, wherever they are? What does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected?
Hi, welcome back. I'm with Kathleen Apfelbaum, and we have just made a spaghetti squash casserole. And the exciting news is all you have to do is poke the holes in the squash. You don't have to cut the squash. Bake it at 350 for 40 minutes.
It depends on the size. If it's a medium size, I want to say between 30 minutes and 45 minutes.
Okay.
The one that we did today, which is the extra large, I would say a little over an hour. But again, you can start to see it getting brown. Sometimes there's little bubbles that come up through the holes there.
No water, just put the squash in the oven.
That's it. That's it. And you can do that with any type of squash.
So
it makes
easy.
it so much easier.
So there's no excuse for not buying the spaghetti squash now. So this is the beautiful dish that we baked in the oven. The vegan cheese melts, but it doesn't look like big mozzarella clumps. It looks like skinny little shredded cheese, but it just looks so delicious, and we're gonna
taste it.
So the exciting news is you just treat this like pasta. Incredible.
So good. And the kids are gonna love this.
Really easy and so nutritious.
So you have to put that in your book.
Yeah. My kids' cookbook.
Kids' cookbook, because it's perfect for kids. They're not going to know they're eating a vegetable. You can hide the spinach a little bit, but yeah, they're not going to know they're eating. They're going to have a fun food.
And really delicious too. So we're going to move on to some of your other creations. You're an artist, so in addition to cooking macrobiotic food, you make jewelry, you do beautiful paintings. And we're going to talk a little bit first about your jewelry. You brought some pieces today, all homemade out of beautiful, gorgeous stones. Do you want to explain each?
Yes, about 5 years ago, I was with my husband, and he rides bikes. He is a duathloner also. And he had this race out in Tucson, Arizona. And I went with him, and I was, what could I do while I'm out there? And they were having the big jewelry show, you know. So I got myself an invite, and I walked into this room, and it was just rows and rows and rows of beautiful gemstones, and I went out of my mind. And I just started picking them up, and I got this amazing energy from them. And I ended up just buying all these gemstones, and I came home, back to the Airbnb we were staying at. And I said, I just spent $2,000. And my husband said, well, you don't make jewelry. And I said, I know, but I'm going to learn. So I went to the post office and I shipped all the stones home. And when I got home, I called Mainline Night School. And I said, do you have any jewelry classes? And they said, oh, yeah, we have tons of jewelry classes.
And these are absolutely stunning. You know, little shells with stones inside, and I know the necklace that you're wearing, that's sea glass? Is that sea glass?
No, this is Larimar, and Larimar is a pectolite. There's only one mine, and it's in the Dominican Republic. And once this is very chunky. You can see there's big chunks of it, which is very hard to find. So I like to collect it. I like to work with gemstones that are hard to find, because especially once that mine closes, there's no other mine left in the world for Larimar. So I do work a lot with Larimar.
Larimar is supposed to be a really healing stone, I've heard.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just love it because it looks like the sea to me. the color of it. I just love blue.
And you have some bracelets that you're wearing that you designed?
There's actually a Larimar pillow cut.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yes, and then
such beautiful work.
There's Larimar too. You can see I really like Larimar.
And it goes so well with the seashells and the pearls. And so how can people order this jewelry or get in touch with you?
I do them special order. Basically, I make these pieces, and if you can go on my website. I don't have them. I have my paintings on my website. But you can contact me and tell me what you're looking for, what kind of stones you like, what length you want. Do you want silver? Do you want gold? And I will make it for you. And I send photos of my work as well to people. And
that
they
is
can
so
shop
wonderful.
that way. But each one is sort of
so
special.
oftentimes gemologists tell us to wear or keep certain stones, like the black onyx we were talking about is good to carry with you to ward off negativity, but they give you a rock, so it's really hard to carry around a rock all the time. So sometimes it would be great to find it in earrings or
a little
bracelet.
I could put it in a bracelet
Exactly.
for you, stone, and you can hold it and feel it and get the energy from it.
The black tourmaline.
Also, the black tourmaline. Also, a necklace, whatever. Even a key fob.
And lapis.
Anything
All
can
these
be
stones
made.
are supposed to be really healing for you.
And this is, I love this piece here. This is just beautiful.
And what kind of stone is that?
These are pearls. These are just pearls.
Oh, gorgeous.
And this has a lot of sparkle to it. Blue topaz. I love blue topaz. And this is these are South Sea pearls, which I love. You can tell I love South Sea. I love
What
pearls.
are South Sea pearls?
They're just a type of pearl that. This one's a 30 millimeter, and it's pretty big. But I just love them. And this one has just a seashell, and I'm not sure if it's from Stone Harbor or Ocean City, but it's just a fun little seashell with
wow, and a
piece
beautiful
of
chain.
Cal Sydney in there. Yeah, in the gold. I do it in the gold.
So nice.
And this one has a lot of nice energy to it.
Yeah, that's blue.
Isn't that pretty?
Really
crystals,
beachy,
crystals in there.
If you like being near the sea.
So yes, I have my paintings on my website.
So you also have beautiful paintings that you do. You sketch in pastel.
Well, I'm just starting a pastel society.
You
There's
have a beautiful
actually
fox up online.
5 of us starting a pastel society in Philadelphia. It's called the Philadelphia Pastel Society. And we just started a website actually last week, and a Facebook page. And if you do pastel or you're interested in pastel, you can go online and look at some of the paintings on there.
These are gorgeous. And that
Thank you.
is
That's a pastel of a friend's cat. That's Cosmo.
So you also, I know, do pets. Like they can hire you
Absolutely.
to
I love,
draw your pets.
You can tell I really love doing, it's a pastel there. I love doing animals.
Gorgeous.
You know, barn scenes.
Gorgeous. Oh, there's the Jack Russell
I had to bring
one.
that because I know.
My mom had a Jack Russell, and I always wanted to buy this painting.
I know you like that painting, so I said, I'll bring that one.
Yes. So.
This is one of my newest pastels.
Oh my
This,
gosh.
got into the
I love the reflection in
watercolor
the
society.
water.
This is it's called bocce, so it's just people playing bocce on the beach.
Oh,
Friends,
that's a great
It's a friend's dog. that one's in oil, because I work in oil and pastel.
So you can get your dog painted,
That's
or your
right.
cat.
You can, and you can go on my website, which is my name, Kathleen Apfelbaum, which means apple tree, .com, basically.
So how do you spell that?
APFELBAUM.
So it's Kathleen,
Yes.
last name, Apfelbaum.
.com. And it's German for apple tree, so think of that, German for apple tree. It's easy to remember that.
Oh, great. Well, Kath, it was wonderful having you on the show. You're
thank
so
you so
talented.
much. It was really
Healthy
fun.
food and beautiful jewelry and beautiful paintings. Make sure to get in touch with her, Kathleen Apfelbaum. And we'll see you next time. Hopefully you'll come back and make
I would
another
love to come back. That would be
delicious dish.
Thank you.
Home and country. And what does it take to prepare